Now 9:45, we're done with this is the time we've set aside for the Madison County Investment Council meeting. Do you have to distribute the papers? No.
Sorry.
I think they're in the email.
Okay. Everybody take a look, questions, comments, concerns?
Just a couple questions, Stacy.
Yes.
The CD that matured November 20th, because I know the statements go through the end of September. Do you know, that was 3 million, do you know
What the interest
what
was?
happened with,
It's this. This paper is from the end of November. So even though that one matured November 20th, it was still in there. Through the-
Yeah, I understand.
So I did reinvest, the interest got paid in, and then it was reinvested into into the, one of the treasuries.
Okay. that one's gonna mention just like that.
Mary Stour Love Trust, is that the maturity date, is that a typo?
There's that.
It's a 2018.
Yes, it's February 28th of 2026 is when that one will redo. I just noticed that one. I know it's February 27th of this upcoming year.
So how does it work with your arrangement with the bank? If you don't take any action, do they just roll it over into the same maturity CD? Do you always take action? Do they do anything without you?
That one love is rolled over the 50,000 every year, and the interest gets paid back into job and family. Even though I take care of that,
Yeah,
that is job and families. Apparently there was a lady that left job and family money that said, and this was forever ago, and it was, so they invested and then they just kind of get the interest every year. The rest of the CDs, Mike, who is the Huntington investment, he calls me and says it's coming due, what do you want to do? And then typically I like to invest into CDs because they're very clean cut, easy, and I don't have to stress over them, but he's been struggling to get CD, like find places for CDs. So that's how I got involved with a couple of treasuries. And
when you say it's been struggling to find CDs, what do you mean?
or as in like, I have so many CDs out there with so many banks, and banks only take so much of your money. And I think that's what he was saying, that there's CDs that are out there, but it takes him, if I give him 3 million, he might be able to invest 1 million right away, and then that 2 million is just kind of sitting in my checking account which has 0 interest until he can get it in there, but.
So these are brokered CDs, so he's looking at a national inventory, right? It's not just Huntington Bank, so
No,
I'd be happy to sit on a call with you or something, but there's a lot of the billions and billions and billions in the CD market out
Yeah.
there, so with every bank under the sun, right? So I mean, I imagine that there's things out there.
Yeah.
The 50,000 that gets rolled over every year,
yes,
it's 0.5%. Maybe worth flagging that to see if they can do.
yes, which I can, but that again, I have to do the investing, but the information comes from job and family. So if they say to me, "You just want to reinvest into," because that's at functions. If they say we just wanna do it, get it, then that's what I do. I don't push the issue with them. I can push the issue with them, but whatever they wanna do, that's what I typically tell them.
Yeah, I'm just saying that any CD should be paying more than 0.5%.
Oh, yeah.
That's less than a money market, that's all. But you've got about 11 million coming due within the next month and a half.
Mhm.
So that's a lot. I know you were asking about projects and potential encumbered funds. Do you have thoughts, or would guidance be helpful as far as how far out to go with some of those? So you've got the 3 million on 1/8, 5 million on 1/8, and 3 million on 2/19. So how do you take our budget and try to make sure that there's enough available? Is that what you?
Yeah, that's why I was asking, because I knew the sheriff's department was coming up.
Yeah.
But I don't know much about that project, so I didn't know if some of it was funded from the state, like if they got grants or anything. I don't know much about that project, but I do know the window project is not gonna be $100,000. I imagine it's gonna be up there. So that was my concern is, and I have the 11 million ICS account that as long as I am told by 11 a.m., I can have those funds into our regular checking account same day. If it's after 11 a.m., if you came at today at 12:30, then those funds would be available tomorrow. So that is a very flexible investment account that we do earn a little over 3% on, and that one, I don't mind just leaving a decent bit of money in there. That way, when big projects come up, we're still earning the interest, but it won't take anything to sweep that money over to our checking account. And the reality of it is, in the world we live in, if you tell me I need an ACH, I can get those funds there. And our regular checking account runs average 5 million. Like I usually leave 3 to 5 million in there to cover just the daily account.
Just remember, this is the government. Nothing works that fast. So you would know ahead of time.
Yeah.
There's no way we're gonna call you today and tell you we need that tomorrow. That's the way this government.
So the 11 million that you said's making about 3%, how often does that get reset? Because that's not a fixed rate, I assume.
No, it's not. And it was almost 4% for the longest time, and probably 2 months ago, it dropped closer to just whenever the feds rolled out the new. And I can always do short-term CDs because I know those do carry a decent interest rate, and I can do the short-term CDs too. And I know I can do those at, I think like 3 months, 6 months.
Yeah, 3 months, closer to 4 is what
Yeah.
I'd be targeting right now for 3
Yeah.
months. So that versus a sliding scale, it's probably just gonna go down right on that 11 million.
Yeah.
So it might be worth doing more of the three months.
Those short-term spending, for sure. But,
Are you limited in what you can invest in?
yeah,
Too bad. There's a lot of money to be made.
yes.
When we were talking about Huntington and doing that checking, will we get interest on the money in the city? So there is.
Well, there's a rebate. You know, so that's a collective pool, everybody that's in that program, you know, total sales, and everybody gets their portion of the
Have you
rebate.
talked to them at all about that?
I mean, we talked about it in the past. I mean, we've probably been discussing it for at least 4 years now. I don't know if it necessarily falls within the treasurer's purview. It's more.
Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying the money going into that and paying out of that.
As far as the procurement goes. I guess I didn't understand what you said.
So we have money in a checking account that's drawing 0 interest.
Yeah.
You said that one actually is interest bearing.
No, it's not interest bearing.
Rebate for
Yes,
use.
it's a rebate based on purchases. So it's essentially a kind of like a line of credit.
Yeah.
That you
So with,
purchase.
if you like purchase from Lowe's, you get a certain percentage, but if you purchase from Walmart, your percentage might be lower.
Yeah, it's all the same.
It's all the same, okay.
It's like having a 2% credit card, when you get a credit card, it'd be paid with it, you get 2% back, that's similar, right?
Yeah, and there's multiple counties involved in this program, so, you know, you actually, it strengthens the whole program itself, but it's based all on purchases, so instead of, you know, sending a paper check to a vendor, you
Yeah.
pay through with a procurement card, you know, and then you pay the card bill, right, and then.
Is that like our credit card? I don't do.
So right now, we have
We have kind of a.
yeah, we're in the procurement program, but the credit card right now is just for one purchases, like conferences,
Yes.
hotel rooms, that sort of thing, you need it, but this can actually pay the majority of county bills.
Okay.
There's some downsides like utilities and that sort of stuff that charge a conveyance, or I'm sorry, a convenience fee. How that balances out, you have to take a look at, but you know, like the majority of purchases can be made with the procurement card. So instead of sending paper checks, you give them a credit card, your vendors.
Yeah.
All our vendors for that.
Now, some of them are charging back, cause, you know, for the clinic, we have a credit card, you get 2% back, right? So we were using the crap out of that, and, you know, we were making some money, cause we have some big purchases through the year. Well, now, when you use the credit card, they charge you 1.5%. Or they're charging 1% or something, but still, we get 0.5%, so it's still worth doing. And some of them don't have that, where we can just still get our 2%.
The checking account with the 5 million, that currently makes 0 interest, right?
Yes.
And then the money market with the 11 million makes about 3.
Mhm.
Is it next day transfer from the money market over to the checking, or how long does it take to transfer funds?
If that's the one that, I could do the transfers myself. But if I do it before 11 o'clock, it's same day. If I do it after 11 o'clock, when I say I can do the transfers myself, I mean, I can put the request in for them to process that. And then if it's after 11 o'clock, it will be in at the end of business day, so basically whenever you get here the next day.
Yeah, so, you know, if you kept that 5 million or most of it, you know, in the 3% money market, I mean, that's at 3% interest, that's 150,000 for the year. I just, like you heard, I don't think we'll ever need it faster than
I agree.
same day.
And I think we actually do put almost in January and February, whenever I'm getting a lot of money, I do put more money in there for almost weekly, and then I move it all back, because once the settlement comes, that's where, and all that money that I just earned is out, buried out to the settlement. But during the months of January, February, and May, and June, I do, which I can do it more often. I can do it I can almost look at it at the end of every week, and then if I need to transfer funds over, I can definitely do that. That's not,
It's just a suggestion.
Yeah.
It adds up.
it definitely makes sense, because it will earn more money.
Anything else? Questions, comments? Very good. Appreciate it.
Thanks for
Thank you.
coming.
I would,
Stacy,
but she didn't.
that's how she usually votes on it, no? I thought we had to accept, do we usually accept the report that you give? I can't recall.
I think so, no.
I think it's do, then really accept the report.
Motion to accept the treasurer's report.
Second.
First and a second, any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Shea,
Yes.
Dr. Sneakus,
Yes.
Mr. Wallace.
Yes. And then Stacy, I think she votes on that. Usually, don't we have to vote on that? I thought we did.
Just vote yes.
Just vote, yeah.
I'm not forcing you to.
Yes.
Though it is your report.
Very good.
You guys have a happy New Year.
Thank you.
You too. 6.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Do you want to check this out? Did great work. I think you shall.
I have to refer back to the email.
Morning, Scott.
Good morning. How's everyone this morning? Are you ready for me?
Sure, go dive in.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me today. I'm requesting a letter of support regarding the 70th anniversary of the Lawrence Welk Show's national debut. And I'm not asking the commission for any money. The main goal is I would like to submit to Congress a request for something, symbolic resolution, just acknowledging the contribution to American culture of the show and of Lawrence Welk, Myron Florin, and other members of the cast. As you may know, it's still currently showing in reruns across much of the country, including here in Tallahassee. And I understand that a lot of the people that watch it might be my parents' age and older, but I I don't know to what extent I can make an impact on changing that, but I'd like to have some kind of a congressional record that the nation appreciates the contribution, whether it's in a historical context, whether it's in a nostalgic way of honoring the generations that came before me. I feel like there are people that have been recognized by Congress in other fields, and I'm not asking for anything expensive or medal or anything like that, just for them to approve something recognizing that. That's the main goal, and this is especially important for me because my mom grew up watching the show, and she grew up in the Rust Belt. I know Ohio is part of the Rust Belt. She grew up in Pennsylvania, right outside of Pittsburgh, where my grandpa was a steel worker, and she used to watch a show with him. And when the tap dancer Arthur Duncan would come on, she'd go in the kitchen and pretend to tap dance as a child. And on my father's side, we have Wisconsin agriculture roots, and I understand that Madison County agriculture is important there. My grandfather on that side, I believe, was in the FFA actually in high school. And I also have German and Norwegian heritage, and Lawrence Welk was a son of German American immigrants, and Myron Florin, one of the main people on the show, was a son of Norwegian immigrants, and they were both sons of farmers from the Midwest. And I just think that the wide variety of music that was on the show should be able to appeal, if anyone was open to checking it out, to anyone that likes country music, jazz, of course, polka, a wide variety, patriotic. So I really think that if somebody wants family-friendly entertainment or they are curious to see what's this all about, I'd be very comfortable. I wouldn't be embarrassed at all for anybody to see it. I wouldn't have to blush about anything. So I'd be happy to answer any questions anyone might have. But thank you for this opportunity.
How many people have you reached out to, Scott? For a letter of support?
How many commissions?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good question, actually, because I've literally written to probably a dozen states, different commissions. So far, I have 45 that have given me something, either a proclamation or a letter of support or resolution. In the states of North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota, I've received things either from counties or mayor. I have the former chairman of the House Agriculture Committee, Colin Peterson, gave me a letter. So in terms of commissions across the country that I've contacted, probably at least, 400. So far, I have 45 written documents, and just this morning, I've been hearing from places in Michigan that might be interested in doing something. Pennsylvania, in the last few days, I've had 6 counties contact me. And I don't know for certain yet about Cuyahoga County where Cleveland is, but I have heard from them, and they asked me to send them a draft letter to consider. And of course, that would be massive because they have over 1 million people. And the largest county in North Dakota, where Fargo is, 200,000, has approved something. And then rural counties, there's a place, Golden Valley County, North Dakota, on the border with Montana, has a little over 1,000 people. So, wide variety so far, from about 1,000 to 200,000 in population.
Have you gotten any from Ohio?
You'd be the first, because I just started reaching out to Ohio last week. But as I say, I've heard from maybe 5 or 6 counties that seem to want me to send something. In your state, I mean.
Very good.
I think it's a worthwhile endeavor that you're doing, and if you'd like to send your sample letters of support for us to view, I would appreciate receiving that.
I'd be happy to send that to you.
Good. Thank you for your time, Scott. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
everyone. I appreciate
the
your
good-
consideration.
Take care.
You too.
Ladies and gentlemen, anything for the good of the order? Move it here.
Second.
Adjourned.
Too slow. Listen, I'm gonna be right on it, man. Everyone in there,
And they were dancing.
was young, old,
Were they dancing?
they weren't dancing, I mean, said, the kids were a little bit.
My parents couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They couldn't understand it. Most of it was.
Really?